Author's note. Jessica Guerrieri is a writer, a novelist, a wife, and a mom, and she has a background in special education. She's also an advocate for addiction recovery. Her new book is called Between the Devil and the Deep Blue Sea, and it is the perfect read for fans of Liane Moriarty. So if you're a fan of those kind of books, this is going to be right up your alley. Welcome this morning, Jessica. Thank you so much for joining us so early. You're in California. It's an early call for this interview.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me. I'm a mom, so I'm up early always anyways.
So congratulations, though, on this book. This is your debut, and people are loving it. It's a take on motherhood and alcoholism, which is like no small topic. I mean, you're really diving in. Speaking of the title, what compelled you to tell the story in this way of the O'Connor family?
Sure, yeah. So I wanted to tell sort of the unspoken costs of what happens when you sort of follow mommy wine culture all the way down to its inevitable end. And what compelled me was that I have 12 years in recovery and I am a proud sober mom. And so I sort of wanted to write the book that I would have wanted to read and that would feel sort of less intimidating from the fiction sense. And so that's what I did.
When you talk about mommy wine culture, I mean, I kind of instantly know what you're talking about, but elaborate a little bit about that and about how we see that in most of this genre of fiction, in the Pretty Little Lie, or, you know, all those kind of books that are super popular. Wine and drinking is part of the entire fabric of the stories.
Right. So it's basically what's said is motherhood is hard. Let me hand you a glass of wine. And so it's that is becomes the coping mechanism, if you will. And it's not only supported, but it's encouraged. Don't even open the book because they are too busy drinking the wine. And, you know, maybe they've had a hard, long day of motherhood because we all have. But I sort of want to play the tape all the way out to the end to show what it looks like if
What kind of things, if you're in the book club, what is the prompt that you're giving to the readers who have just finished?
Sure, yeah. So Leah O'Connor, who is our protagonist, is an unreliable narrator. And she's an unreliable narrator because it's told from first person. And skew what it is that you're reading and your interpretation. And, you know, she points the finger. Oftentimes, her mother-in-law is her prime target. And so she has to ultimately decide who is the villain or the devil in her own story with them. And I was a teacher, so I'm a former special education teacher. So I thought, oh, I can also homeschool my kids at the same time. Passion for writing and I knew that I wanted to write a book. And so sort of juggling it all and this imagined balance where I was like, oh, maybe I can do this and I can do this. And so the hardest part was really buckling down, treating it as if it was my full-time job before it became my full-time job.
That's everyone who's an aspiring author ought to listen to that right there. That is really the key. Trying to do something that maybe will happen, but if you don't sit in that chair every day, it won't. And you did do it. So, to amazing effect, everyone is loving this book. I think it's going to be one of those books that launches your career big time. We're going to be hearing a lot about your next book. So let everyone know, Devil in the Deep Blue Sea is available everywhere right now.
It is available everywhere. You can pick it up at your local indie bookstore. You can get it online. It is available everywhere. And there's book club questions in the back. So book clubs are encouraged. And yeah, thank you so much for all of the support that's happened so far.
Wonderful. And of course, you can follow her on Instagram. I highly recommend. Authors appreciate when you follow their social medias. That's the best way to find out what's next in their exciting careers. Again, just the beginning for Jessica. Thank you so much for joining us on Author's Note.
Thank you so much.
Coming up, we're going to learn